Welcome to the video series, an introduction to using Microsoft Teams, brought to you by Progressive Computing, Inc. Part 1, Basic Concepts. So what is Microsoft Teams? Even if you think you know, it's important to review from the beginning. If you are new to Teams, then you'll certainly absorb a lot from this video. If you're already actively using Teams, then expect to pick up a few nuggets. Microsoft Teams is a communication and collaboration tool that includes features like chat messaging, video calls, the ability to store files in the cloud instead of on a local server, and the ability to productively collaborate with these files with both internal and external people. Teams can also allow you to integrate other Microsoft and non-Microsoft applications to enhance your productivity. And finally, you can also add voice to your Teams environment, turning it into your phone system. Now, Teams isn't just the sum of its parts. You really need to think about it as a whole new way of working. It brings data, conversations, communications, and interaction all together in one portal. I will dare to utter the term platform at the risk of invoking an abused catchword, but Teams really is one. It's a platform by which you can efficiently integrate tasks that used to be done using separate tools. The rest of the videos in this series will break down and digest these areas one bite at a time. So how do you get to Teams, you ask? One of the beauteous features of the Teams platform is the ability to get at it, or rather the information within it, from just about anywhere and on any device. There are three ways to get to Teams. First, install the Teams software on your PC or Mac. This is the best experience as you will get access to all features. Most users should be using this most of the time. Second, log on to the web version of Teams from any browser. This is very convenient when you are home or using someone else's computer. Think of this as a solid temporary way to get at Teams on a larger screen. Be mindful that while the web version looks amazingly like the desktop app, it does have some limitations, and we'll cover that in another video. Third, install the Teams app on your iPhone or Android device. This is a super cool way to tap the power of Teams wherever you are. Like the web version, though, there are some limitations we will discuss in later videos. Teams is part of the Microsoft Office 365 suite of products and services. Therefore, in all three cases, you will need us to set up your M365 account. Log on with your M365 account credentials, which consist of your corporate email address, a password, and hopefully two-factor authentication, either by using text messaging or the Microsoft Authenticator app to validate your identity. Note, if you are using M365 and do not have two-factor authentication enabled, then your company is taking a major and easily avoidable security risk. As you can see, Microsoft has done an excellent job in designing a seamless cross-platform user experience. Accessibility is convenient and smooth across all the various methods, which makes Teams just that much more attractive. Now, Microsoft Teams is like a great movie with a lot of character development and nuanced plots. You can get a lot from the first viewing, even though you might feel a bit overwhelmed. That's okay. Go back and watch these videos again and again. Then you'll start to really appreciate and understand the depths. So, Microsoft Teams may require you to rewind and rewatch a few times, or to ask friends to explain some of the little things that you might have missed. Another way to look at Teams is by comparing it to an iceberg. You can clearly see the top, but know there is much more to it. This video series will cover the most visible parts of Teams and a few layers beneath. For most users, that will be more than enough. Even for power users, give yourself plenty of time to explore the depths. Now for some concepts and terms to know. A team is a group of people that connect together for common work, projects, or interests. Teams are made up of one or more channels, which are places for the team to share messages, tools, and files. Channels can be organized by departments, projects, workflows, or whatever is most relevant to you. Channels are either standard, which means they're visible to everyone in that team, or private, which means they're limited to just a subset of the people on that team. Now let's demystify things a little bit. I want you to think about a team as a security group. For example, finance users or salespeople. And that a channel as a drive letter on that network. For example, the S drive or the T drive or whatever drive letters you're accustomed to. Now the above helps build understanding, but it is an oversimplification because the traditional file system is just that, a file system, a place to store and access files. A Microsoft team, plus its channels, is not just a grouping of files and permissions. It brings together communications and applications under specific umbrellas. To learn more about the specifics of Microsoft Teams, continue watching all the short videos in this series.